Ideas are worth nothing unless they're executed. They're just a multiplier. Execution is what's worth millions. Okay, let's take this to what I think is one of the most unique points he makes in the book, and that is that ideas are just a multiplier of execution. I've been saying this my entire life. An idea is worth nothing if you can't execute. And I know a lot of people that can't and don't execute. There's a lot of talk. And for Derek Sivers to actually put a number on that, albeit kind of, wavy handy. Yeah, arbitrary, was really fascinating. So here's his explanation. He's just saying ideas are worth nothing unless they're executed. They're just a multiplier. Execution is what's worth millions. So he has an awful idea is worth -1. A weak idea is worth 1. An average idea, 5. All the way up to a brilliant idea is 20 points. And no execution is worth $1. Weak execution, $1,000. All the way up to a brilliant execution is $10 million. And so if you multiply those two things, right, a brilliant idea with brilliant execution, he gets to 200 billion. And I don't know, a weak idea, which is 1
million,
200 million. Sorry. A weak idea, which is the number 1 with good execution, 100,000, 1 times 100,000, you get to 100,000. I just thought that was, yeah.
That's so funny because I just read on Wikipedia that CD Baby, granted he sold it, I don't know, like a decade ago, but it just resold for $200 million.
They're still around?
In 2019.
They're still around?
It's still, I think they just adapted to the digital environment.
That's super interesting. So they're in the echelon of brilliant idea with brilliant execution.
Literally,
right?
It's literally $200 million, like on the head. That's crazy.
I wonder if it got there and then Derek Sivers contacted the whatever executives there now. He's like, shut down. I gotta prove this point. Yeah. Have you ever seen like a number put on ideas like that? I think it's really
I love
smart.
it. I love it because one, it has the negative, right? So you realize if you're dumping all this money and energy and time into a crappy idea, it's destructive.
Yes.
And
you're losing.
Then, yeah, if you have a mediocre idea, it's just going to be 0. I love quantifying. So yeah.
Yeah. It is good quantification. We kind of talk about this in venture capital terms, is like when you're going out to raise money as a startup, as a business, whatever, if you are a terrible idea with a good team, that'd be good execution. Like you can get funding because these VCs want execution. They want they want to put their money where your mouth is.
Exactly. And
versus you could have an excellent team, awesome team with a terrible idea, i.e. that -1, and you're not going to get funded because, I mean, what's a terrible team going to do? They're going to execute terribly.
So in my entrepreneurship class in college, because we were just talking about it, I loved it. And it was based off of Harvard Business School, how they structure their case study sort of environment. And just because my professor went there. And so it was POCD. And the P stands for people. Let me see if I remember all of them. People, opportunities, something deal. What's context? I think it's context. But whatever. People is the most important. Like if you, who says it? Something. Someone says where like they would rather have a B team or an A team. Sorry, an A team
Yes.
with a C idea.
Yes.
Than whatever, like a B team and an A idea. Like it's so important. I don't know exactly what it was, but the A team is so critical because they can execute. And I don't know.
Maybe the idea changes over time, but if you got that A+ team,
right, the team's going to be the constant. And that's why with our team right now, I really care so much that everyone's around the mission and just wants to be in the long term. And so far, so good. But yeah, if you have the right team in place, you just adapt to new ideas and you go from there.